Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Amy. If you're new, welcome too. And got my glasses on here. Here we go. Yeah. So this is Book Talk Tuesday. We made it to Tuesday. Oh, it's been a long weekend. I got a sick cat. My Mango a go-go pocket kitty. He's under the weather. We got him on some antibiotics, but I don't know. So you can send up your prayers and cross fingers and have hope that he gets better. He's been sick cat for his whole life. He's 7 months old and he's been pretty much sick. I thought he was taking a turn for the better, but Saturday night he's got some kind of respiratory thing and he has antibiotics, and so we'll see. That's the update on Mango. But we're here for Book Talk Tuesday. Yes, and I'm gonna have a glare on my glasses. I'll have to look like this. I'll have to look like that. Anywho, yeah, so for Book Talk Tuesday, I thought I had some anticipated book releases to go over. Let's move that without dropping anything. Got my trusty coffee. Again, my cup of cheer. Starbucks Holiday Blend with um International Delight Peppermint Mocha, the limited edition Home Alone version. I'll pop that up if I can find a picture. I'm sure I can. And I remember. But anyway, so let's try not to make it very long today. Like I said, I got a sick cat. Gotta we gotta medicate and pay attention and make sure he's hydrated. He's not wanting to drink anything, so we gotta force feed the water. Anyway, let's move on. It's that. So where did it go? Oh, here we are. Anticipated reliefs, yeah, releases for this next year. And I found some thrillers and just one in horror that caught my eye. And there are a few that have been, I think, yeah, one is released today actually, but there was a couple from October and November, and then I have thrillers for 2025 and one horror for 2025. So, yeah, we'll just go over a few little things here. I know some other booktubers are doing anticipated releases for the next year in different genres. Um, I just kind of go through off of Goodreads and see what's new that's coming out that they have listed for in the different genres. I usually gravitate towards thriller or horror usually. So that's what we got. But so for some anticipated releases in October. Oh, we didn't do a weather update. Weather update, short and sweet. It's cool outside. I'm gonna say it's low mid high 60s. It was a little foggy today, but it rained yesterday. So the ground actually got wet and stayed wet. And it's supposed to be the mid low 60s to high 50s a few days. Anyway, that's your weather update. Short and sweet. On with it. Onward and upward. So, these aren't in order. It's just I wrote them down out of order. And actually, two from the October list here I have on hold at my library already. And I think yeah, they're actually in transit. So I should be getting them hopefully this week, which is great. And no, I haven't finished the large list of books that I got from the library, but I've been able to renew them. So we're just going to keep renewing and read what we can. But the first one I have here is Framed by John Grisham. It's a nonfiction. It came out on October 15th of this October. And that is, well, it's a nonfiction. Let's see. I like John Grisham. Does a lot of law, drama, thriller, and a little bit. And um, this is Framed: Astonishing True Stories of Wrongful Convictions. This is in his first work of nonfiction, The Innocent Man. John Grisham and Centurion Ministries founder Jim Kloski share 10 harrowing true stories of wrongful convictions. Impeccably researched and grippingly told, Framed offers an inside look at the injustice faced by the victims of the United States criminal justice system. So yeah, so that came out on October 15th, 2024. It looks like the hardcover is 368 pages. And yeah, so that just sounded interesting. And the next one is The Grey Wolf by Louise Penny. It's a continuation in her Armand Gamache detective series. So that's just I into reading that series. This is the number 19, and it just came out on October 29th of 2024. And yeah, Inspector Armand Gamache. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. It's just yeah, continue on the series. He's a chief inspector, the character, and he is in, I can never remember. It's Canadian. I can never remember which part of Canada. You know, Canada is it's very big. So I want to say, oh, it's Quebec. Well, Three Pines is the where all this stuff is usually happening in Three Pines. It's a tiny Quebec village. So it's, I would say Quebec, but I think in Canada they say Quebec. Anyway, yeah. So moving on. And the next one is came out on October 8th. It's Murder Island by James Patterson. It's the number 2 in the Doc Savage trilogy. So I haven't heard about this one until I seen a new James Patterson was coming out. And there is also another one. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's called Eruption. It's about a volcano, and I think it was something that either Michael Crichton was working on before he died, and then James was able to take it over and finish the story. But I don't have that on the list, but that one's interesting, and I don't know when it comes out. It might be all right. Murder Island, a James Patterson one, and it's another series or a trilogy. This is Professor Brant Savage, grandson of the legendary hero Doc Savage, is back in a new action thriller. Okay, well, I haven't read the first one. Professor Brant Savage and his girlfriend Kira stumble on a terrifying conspiracy. When the professor turned crime fighter Brant, Doc Savage and his girlfriend Kira land on a desert island in the middle of the Atlantic. They think they found a perfect utopia and escape from their tumultuous past. But they don't have long to enjoy their newfound peace before they are violently separated and dragged to opposite ends of the earth. Oh my. Okay. So yeah, that is that. It was October 8th, 2024. It's number 2 in the Doc Savage thrillers. So there is that one. So that one sounded interesting. And I haven't read the other one, so I don't know what it's about. Apparently, it's a professor. And this next one, it came out on October 1st, and I already have it on. This is the one I have on hold at the library. It's called Influencer, and this sounded really good. It's by, where is it? I have the book I got on loan from the library. It's called Such a Bad Influence. It's about a YouTube influencer, and I started it, but I haven't got to continue on because I'm trying to read the books that are due back soon. And this one popped up when I was looking up new books, and it's by Adam Caesar. I keep saying his last name is Cesar. I thought I heard somebody say that, but I heard somebody say Caesar, so I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but he wrote, and I'm reading the series The Clown in a Cornfield, and so I did like that. So this one sounded interesting, and I thought I would try this one. It's about also a YouTube um, influencer. I can't I can't talk, and it's Tuesday, and I can't spell. Um, just problems, 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 problems. There it is. Come on. There we go. Yeah, influencer. It is Aaron Fortin is new in town. He drives a brand new Acura, a gift from his parents for uprooting him in the middle of the senior year, showing up on his first day at the local public school in that nice of a car. He know that didn't sound right because it has a question mark. Showing up on his first day at a local public school in that nice of a car? Question mark. He knows he'll never blend in and he doesn't care to try. The car, the new kid mystique, he can use that all. Crystal Giordano carpools to the same school in her friend Trevor's beat up van. In that van, along with Crystal and Trevor, are Paul, Harmony, and Gail. Crystal's technically part of their misfit group, but most of the time she feels like she's the only one who doesn't fit. When Aaron Fortin sits at their lunch table, Crystal can see he's not who he says he is. But how big a fraud is Aaron Fortin? Question mark. Crystal clumsily exposes Aaron and becomes his target, falling victim to his insidious campaign to erase her. Only then does she discover who he truly is, and it is so much worse than she thought. So yeah, sounds like a social media bullying. Um, but yeah, I'm just really starting to get into these social media aspect plots, stories. Um, it's new to me. Um, let's see. And the next one is so that was October 1st that came out. And I should be getting that from my library, which is exciting. And the next one is the Best American Mystery Series. Mystery The Best American Mystery and Suspense edited by uh yeah, edited by a group of short stories edited by S.A. Cosby. I can't spell. That's not right. Oh, typing and talking on that is not planned out very well, is it, people? Um, yeah, this is the best American Mystery and Suspense 2024. S.A. Cosby edits the newest entry in the renowned and popular story series, perfect for fall 2024. So yeah, it's just a short stories. I don't know how many's in there, but I have this one on in transit at the library, so I should be getting this soon. So this is excited about this, just because I think this is stuff that says S.A. Cosby, award-winning and New York Times bestselling author of Razorblade Tears, which I just read this last month, and Blacktop Wasteland, which I have that book, picks the best 20 mystery and suspense stories from the previous year. So it's his picks, and he edits this little anthology series, and I thought it would be fun to read to see what is in there. So that's that. So that was October's there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 5 books that I found that I was anticipating to maybe read that came out in October. And the next 2, there's only 2 in November, and one is came out on November 5th, is The Lake of the Lost Girls by Catherine Green. It's a thriller mystery. Um, and like I said, it came out on November 5th, so it's a recent. It is, where we go? It says, told in alternating timelines, The Lake of the Lost Girls is a haunting novel that will thrill fans of all good people here, of the fans of All Good People Here. That's a book. And We Are All the Same in the Dark. That's another book. Says using suspenseful podcast clips to weave a twisty tale of a missing student and her sister who is desperate for answers. The Lake of the Lost Girls is perfect for fans of I Have Some Questions for You, a book. And so it goes, it's 1998 and female students are going missing at Southern State University in North Carolina. But freshman Jessica Fadley, once a bright and responsible student, is going through her own struggles. Just as her life seems to be careening dangerously out of control, she suddenly disappears. 24 years later, Jessica's sister Lindsay is desperately searching for answers and uses the momentum of a new chart-topping true crime podcast, 10 Seconds to Vanish, that focuses on the cold cases to guide her own investigation. Soon, interest reaches fever pitch when the bodies of long missing women begin to turn up in the local lake, which leads Lindsay down a disturbing road of discovery. In the present, one sister seeks to untangle a complicated web of lies. In the past, the other descends even deeper into darkness that will lead to her ultimate fate. And I don't think I've read anything from Catherine Green, so I don't know if she has more books, but anyway. And then the next one was, it looks like it came out today. It is I believe, a nonfiction. It's called Munich's. Munich's as in Munich, Germany, but with an S. It's by David Peace. See if I can, yeah, Munich's. Has an S on the end. I'm saying Munich's. By David Peace. It is, it says it's fiction though. Historical fiction. So apparently it's based on true happenings, though, from what I understand, what I've read it before. What I've read the synopsis before. So this is on the afternoon of February 6, 1958, British European Airways Flight 609 crashed on takeoff at Munich Airport. On board were the young Manchester United team, the champions of England, known as the Busby Babes, and the journalists who followed them home and away. 21 of the passengers were killed instantly. 4 were left fighting for their lives, while 6 more were critically injured. 24 hours later, Jimmy Murphy, the assistant manager of Manchester United, faced the press at the Rijks der Eiser Hospital. What of the future, you ask? It will, quote, what of the future, you ask? It will be a long, hard struggle. It took Matt Bisbee, Bert Wally, and myself 12 years to produce the 1958 Red Devils. It was long, hard, tiring work, but we succeeded. At the moment, I am so confused, so tired, and so sad. I cannot think clearly, but what I do know is that the Red Devils will rise again. Munich's is end quote. Munich's is a story of how Manchester United did rise again, of the crash and its aftermath, of those who survived and those who did not, of how Britain and football changed and how it did not. A novel of tragedy, but also hope. So this says it's fiction, historical fiction. The hardcover is 480 pages, and it came out today. So that sounded interesting. So I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about the Manchester United. I'm going to Google it really fast. What's 609? Let's see. I don't even know if this really happened. I'm going to say yes, it did. Yes, it did. It says Munich air disaster. This is Wikipedia, which take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes Wikipedia, that's just people posting stuff. It's not necessarily can be accurate, but I'm assuming this really happened. So the Munich air disaster occurred on February 6, 1958, when British European Airways Flight 609 crashed on its third attempt to take off at Munich-Rhein Airport in Munich, West Germany. The aircraft was carrying the Manchester United football team, nicknamed the Busby Babes, along with supporters and journalists. There were 44 people on board, 20 of whom died at the scene. The injured, some unconscious, were taken to Munich's Reichster Eiser Hospital, where 3 more died, resulting in 23 fatalities with 21 survivors. Okay, wow, that's so I don't know. It's historical fiction, so there must be some things that aren't accurate. I don't know. Anyway, so that's one that sounded really interesting to me, and I don't know anything about the soccer team or the crash, so we're gonna go in with blinders on that one. But yeah, so that's the one that those are for November of this year, and then the ones we'll just go through really quick. The one horror I found that's coming out in 2025 is Stephen Graham Jones is going to have a new one, and it's The Buffalo Hunter. Yes, I said that correctly. Buffalo Hunter. And this, I think, goes back in time. It's a horror, historical fiction. Oh, it says vampires. Okay. A chilling historical horror novel set in the American West of 1912 following a Lutheran priest who transcribes the life of a vampire who haunts the fields of the Blackfeet Reservation looking for justice. Well, that right there just draws you, and it's a Stephen Graham Jones. For this one, I do like Stephen Graham Jones. He's a good writer. It's in his horror aspect is very interesting. His plots, I think, are always good. But yeah, the last one I just didn't really get into. This one, it sounded good. It has some historical fiction aspect to it, which, I'm a really big history buff. So it says there's vampires. I mean, I don't know. And then there's a Native American aspect to it. So yeah, I'm all in for that one. So that one is coming out on March 18th, 2025. Says the hardcover is going to be 448 pages, so that's a biggie. But yeah, that's coming out in about mid-March. So be on the lookout for that one. So that's the only horror one I found so far that's coming out this next year that I was interested in. And so the next one, these are thrillers. There is, I think I have 9 of them. So there is The Deep Lake by Victor M.C. Rodriguez. And obviously, I don't remember what these are about. So we're going to find out together. And I just, yeah, keep pushing the wrong button, Amy. Keep pushing the wrong button. It's going to take longer for the people to listen. Okay. This is a psychological thriller. This one is coming out on November 1st. So this is out already, actually. Oh, no. Correct. Edit that out. This is coming out on November 1st, 2025. So all these I'm telling you now are coming out in 2025. So this one, The Deep Lake by Victor M.C. Rodriguez, is a dizzying psychological thriller full of surprising twists and unexpected ending. Okay. It says a serial killer has been on the loose in Canada for years. There you go. Don't need to read any more. Young women vanish without a trace. Busy with the deaths of indigenous people, Thunder Bay police, no body, no crime, local old-timers say. Lake Superior doesn't give up on our dead. If you go down on this lake, chances are your body will never be found. Says personal trainers Sarah and Laura are caught in an abyss of events that will keep you page turning until the very end of the book. We'll see. We'll see, Victor. But yeah, this is called The Deep Lake, and it's looks like it might be set in Canada, and yeah, it just looks very interesting. November 1st, 2025. So we got a while for that one. And the next one is The Last Session by Julia Bartz. Now, I read Julia Bartz's The Writing Retreat. I did like it. I think I don't know if I gave it 3 or 4 stars. I didn't give it a 5-star, but I did enjoy the story of it. and I seen that she had a new one, and I thought, well, let's give that one a shot. So this one is, oh my God, stop talking. The Last Session. So this is coming out on April 1st, 2025. And on Goodreads, it has a 5-star already. I don't know. I don't know how many people. Oh, one review though. Um, yeah, I don't know that that's gonna keep that 5-star, but it's a thriller mystery. Um, it's a hardcover. It's only going to be 240 pages, so it's not that big a book. And this is when a catatonic woman shows up at a psychiatric unit. Social worker Thea swears she knows her from somewhere. She's shocked to discover the patient holds a link to a traumatic time in her past. Upon regaining lucidity, the patient claims she can't remember the horrific recent events that caused her brain to shut down. Thea, at a loss, especially when the patient is ripped away from her as suddenly as she appeared. Okay, so it's a mystery. Sounds a little has a psychiatric ward unit to it. Um, um, Lost their memory, and there's two people that know each other from a past that, yeah. So that's Julia Bartz. Again, she wrote The Writing Retreat, and this is coming out April 1st. Okay, so that's that one. So the third one is This Book Will Bury Me. This is by Ashley Weinstead. I think I have an Ashley Weinstead book I haven't read yet. Oh, I can't spell. Yeah, This Book Will Bury Me, and that is due out on March 25th, 2025. And this is a thriller mystery, and let's see here. It's expected. Yeah, they say expected publication March 25th. So it's going to be hardcover is 480 pages, and this one is it's the most famous crime in modern history, but only she knows the true story. After the unexpected death of her father, college student Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief. She becomes obsessed with true crime. Uh-oh. Befriending armchair detectives who teach her how to hunt killers from afar. In this morbid internet underground, Jane finds friendship, purpose, and even glory. Yeah, get intertwined in those true crime cold cases. That could lead you down a path. Says so, and this sounded familiar in a way. If anybody knows, gosh, is it a couple years now? The Idaho college student murders. Yeah. So this says so when news of the shocking deaths of three college girls in Delphine, Idaho, takes the world by storm. See, college murder uh, students in Idaho. Um, the sleuths elsewhere race to solve the crimes. Jane and her friends are determined to beat them, but the case turns out to be stranger than anyone expected. Details don't add up, and police are cagey, and there seems to be more media hype and internet theorizing than actual evidence. When Jane and her sleuths take a step closer, they find that every answer only begs more questions. Something's not adding up, and they begin to suspect their killer may be smarter or more prolific than any they've faced before. Placing themselves in the center of the story starts to feel more and more like walking into a trap. Okay, so this really sounded the Idaho college murder feels to it from what just happened. I think it was a few years ago now. It seems like that's gone by really fast. But just because if you follow anything in the media or the court TV stuff with this case that's ongoing and it's not quite it's not at trial yet. They keep having all these things. And the guy that's supposedly the um killer, they're having all these law things brought up to delay the whatever. So anyway, I thought, well, that sounds like that crime that actually happened, but obviously different. So that made it interesting to me. So that one is coming out, like I said, March 25th, and that is This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Weinstead. And I do have what is the other book? I have one of her books, I thought. Let's see. Bup, bup, bup. Let's click on her, see what she has. Because I'm trying to figure out what. Oh, so she has In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I don't have that one. Oh, this is the one. I don't have it. This is the one I heard about this summer or this last year. Midnight is the Darkest Hour. Okay. That's the one I was thinking of. I don't have that one. So the next one is Pride or is it Pride or Die? Is that right? Yeah, I think. Yep, that's it. Pride or Die by C.L. Montblanc. I'm going to say Montblanc. Um, this one is coming out on April 15th, 2025. It is a young adult mystery thriller, LGBT. Sorry, sometimes I get those letters mixed up. I don't know. It's my brain. It says it's kind of hard to graduate high school when you're the prime suspect in an attempted murder. Well, there you go. Murder mystery. It's a young adult thriller. Sounds fine. Sounds great. And this is 17-year-old Eleonora Finkel. I wish names would just get easier to say in these characters. I don't know why people want to make complicated names. That is a tongue twister for a lot of people. Well, specifically me. But anywho, okay, Eleonora, we're going to call her Ellie, just wants to finish her senior year and get the hell out of Texas. Uh-oh, we got it. We got one set in Texas. I know there's fans and then there may not be fans, but I lived in Texas for a few months, so it's fine. But when her club meeting inconveniently coincides with an attack on the school's head cheerleader, oh God. Okay, so now we have an attack on a cheerleader in school. Yeah. She and her friends find themselves in the hot seat. In order to clear their names and ensure the survival of their club for future queer teens, they have to track down the real culprit themselves. But Ellie is far from a professional detective. She's riddled with anxiety, annoyingly attracted to the case's cute victim, and her trusty crochet hook feels insufficient for fighting off a murderer. Can this ragtag group of unlikely sleuths find their way out of the entire freaking murder mystery before one of them is next? I like that. I like that little synopsis. And just that seems like a group, even though I'm not personally an LG that Q. Again, I can't say it and I'm looking right at it. For some reason, those letters just don't click. LGBT. Yeah, I, they would probably let anybody in their group. But it sounds like a nice little eclectic group of people. This is a ragtag group of unlikely sleuths. Yeah. But yeah, that sounded really fun. That says the hardcover is going to be 336 pages, due out April 15th, 2025. And this is by C.L. Montblanc. I'm going to say Montblanc. Anyway, and then the next one is Close Your Eyes and Count to 10. So you know what that sounds like, people? You know what? When they say, close your eyes and count to 10, that could be very scary. Um, that could be a thriller. Well, this is listed as a thriller, so we know it is. Um, and this is coming out on February 18th. And I didn't write the person. It's Lisa Unger, Unger. And this is also a obviously thriller mystery. And this is February 18th, 2025. And the hardcover says it's going to be 384 pages. And it says when the real game begins, who will make it to the count of 10? Charismatic daredevil and extreme adventurer Maverick Dillon invites you to the ultimate game of hide and seek, but as the players gather on Falcoa Island, the event quickly spirals into a chilling test of survival. A storm rages as a deadly threat stalks the contestants. Of course there is. Of course, if you're going to be on an island, there's going to be a storm and a killer. turning the challenge into something far more sinister than social media stunt it was intended to be. Enter Adele, a single mother with a fierce determination to protect her children at all costs. When she begins the game, she unwittingly enters a twisted web of deception and intrigue. Can she maneuver through the treacherous storm and the relentless competition and get home to her family? This sounds like the TV show Survivor, except probably, there's no death involved there. Um, right here it says, in a ruthless battle for survival, when the stakes are higher than ever, the blurry line between the virtual and the real proves that the only person we can trust is ourselves. So it's like Survivor, but with a deeper threat of death. Yeah, so that's close your eyes and count to 10. And it's like some kind of reality hide and seek, maybe, by Lisa Unger. So again, that comes out. Oh, it's a counting down the days here too. 13 days and 14 hours, 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Oh, that's the giveaway. Never mind. I got sidetracked. Yeah. I was like, that's kind of, yeah, this is due February. This is coming out February 18th. Okay. So the next one is, oh, there's a new Finley Donovan. If anybody's Finley Donovan, I've only read the first one and I really liked it. This one is Finley Donovan. Finley Donovan digs her own grave. It's number 5. Um, and by Ellie Cosmano. Cosimano? Cosimano. Okay, yeah, Finley Donovan, number 5. And Finley Donovan and her nanny partner in crime, Vero, have not always gotten along with Finley's elder neighbor, Mrs. Haggerty. Yeah, I remember her from the first one. She lives across the street and she's always looking out her window spying on Finley. Um, the community busybody and the president of the neighborhood watch. Yep. But when a simple call to a plumber turns into the discovery of a dead body in her backyard, Mrs. Haggerty needs their help. Okay, so continue on. Finding dead bodies, Finley, and her partner in crime, Vero. It's just a number 5. And that one I said comes out on, or I didn't say, March 4th, 2025. The next one, Cradle by Kobe Lejeune. These are all thrillers, so it's not a surprise that it's, did I, yeah. There it is. There it is. There it is. Cradle. I did say Cradle. And this one, again, this comes out on July 23rd, 2025. And this says ebook. Um, I don't know. This is an ebook. I don't know. Expected publication of this format is 248 pages, the ebook. So I don't know if this is going to be actually a hard paperback or hardback. It just says ebook right now. So it's when a little girl is abducted from a renowned angel worshipping church and later discovered dead in a gruesome scene, Detective Chloe Van Bell battles to control her morbid fascination with death. Meanwhile, her half sister, Rosie Van Bell, seeks solace obedience from her obedience to her cult leading fiance. There you go. Um, Anyway, so it's a thriller, and it looks like it's just going to be a ebook. So yeah, it's child abduction, and then there's a cult church. It sounds like so that's a interesting one. Nothing But the Truth by Robin Giggle. Giggle. I don't know. Like I said, I've forgotten what most of these are about. Um, Nothing But the Truth. Nothing But the Truth. Nothing. There's a lot of Nothing But the Truths. Yeah, frankly. Um, Wow. Okay. Let's have to put the name in there with it. Nothing but the, okay. Nothing but the truth. Robin, it's Gigl. Giggle? I'd say giggle. And this one is a hardcover. It's going to be published on June 25th. And the hardcover is 400 pages. And this is an Erin McCabe Mysteries #4. So I haven't read any of the other ones. And this one says it's mystery, transgender, thriller, fiction. Oh, here we go with the letters. LGBT. Yes, I have to say that slow because my brain does not want to say them in order. And this proposal, now I can't read it all. And this propulsive and timely thriller about murder, prejudice, and corruption in the highest of places, Erin McCabe, transgender attorney for the Golden State, discovers that getting to the truth can be deadly. New Jersey State Trooper John Mazer has been charged with killing Black investigative reporter Stuart Marshall in a racially charged, headline-making murder. This sounds like from the headlines too. Um, the evidence against criminal defense attorney Erin McCabe's new client is overwhelming. The gun used in Mazer's off-duty weapon, fingerprints and carpet fibers linked Mazer to the crime, and Mazer is Mazer, so I'm saying Mazer. And Mazer was patrolling Marshall's neighborhood shortly before the victim took 3 bullets to the chest. Mazer's argument, he's a gay officer being set up to take the fall in an even bigger story. Okay, so the officer is the gay officer, and he's saying he's set up. Okay, and and the reporter is a Black man. Okay, and I'm assuming that Mazer is white. I don't know. I don't see anything else. He's just this says he's gay. Mazer swears he was a secret source of Marshall's expose about the Lords of Discipline, the covert gay gang operating within the New Jersey State Police is notorious for enforcing their own code of harassing women, framing minorities, and outpowering any troopers who don't play their rogue and racist games. With everyone from the governor to the county prosecutor on the wrong side of justice, Erin and her partner, Dwayne Swisher, are prepared to do anything to make sure Mazer doesn't become another victim. Okay, so this is a series, I guess, the Erin McCabe Mysteries, and Erin is a lawyer, attorney, a transgender attorney for New Jersey, it looks like. And so in this one, a state trooper has been charged with killing of a Black investigative reporter, and he's saying he's set up because he's a gay officer. And yeah, so this seems very interesting, and I haven't heard of her series, so I might go back and see what the first one is. Um, but this is due out on June 25th. And the last one we have is Kills Well with Others. And this is, I didn't read the first one. This is a series, it looks like. And the first one, the first book in this sounded really good. I just haven't got to it. And this is the #2 in Killers of a Certain Age series. So the Killers of a Certain Age, I remember from being, it was these senior ladies, and they were, I think, contract killers or assassins or something like that. Anyway, so this is the second book in that series, and this is by Deanna Rayburn. And this is a mystery thriller, and it is due out March 11th, 2025. Says the hardcover is going to be 368 pages. Says 4 women assassins, senior in status and in age, sharpen their knives for another bloody good adventure in this riotous follow-up to the New York Times best-selling sensation Killers of a Certain Age. Okay. So after more than a year of laying low, Billy, Helen, Mary, and Alice and Natalie are are called back into action. They have enjoyed their rest, but the lack of excitement is starting to professional. Okay, but the lack of excitement is starting to a professional killer. Okay, can only take so many watercolor classes and yoga sessions before she gets the itch to go back into the game. I got a brain block when they receive a call from Naomi somebody, the head of the elite assassin organization known as the Museum. They are ready to tackle the greatest challenge of their careers. Okay, so that's just a number 2 in that series, which I haven't read the first one, which is the first one was Killers of a Certain Age. And again, it's by Deanna Raybourn, coming out on March 11th, 2025. And that is my wrap for the anticipated reads for the next year and the ones that have came out this last October and a few this month. So yeah, so maybe hopefully you found something good in there you want to read too. Um, I don't have a problem finding good reads. I just have a problem getting to reading them. But yeah, so this is a wrap for Book Talk Tuesday. And if you cross your fingers and have high hopes, we'll be back here on Thursday for Book Talk Thursday. I would really like some prayers for my cat Mango, my pocket kitty Mango a Go Go. Yeah, hopefully he gets better. I will update you on Thursday about Mango, and you have a good rest of your week. And thanks for watching.